Diddy Combs appeared in federal court today. It was the music mogul's first appearance before a new judge who will.
Diddy Combs.
Downfall of the famous and powerful hip-hop mogul Diddy Combs.
He is already complaining. Please let me out on bail. I promise no female visitors. My goodness.
That a judge denied the second request for his bail yesterday. Let's first start there and give people kind of the backstory as to why did that happen.
Diddy, the iconic music mogul, has landed in serious trouble. The drama is escalating rapidly. Reports are buzzing about a fight behind bars that left him bruised and, allegedly, pleading for forgiveness. Adding fuel to the fire, a leaked video of the incident has surfaced online, sparking intense speculation. Fans and critics alike are analyzing every detail, trying to uncover what led to this explosive moment. The internet is in a frenzy, turning this into one of the biggest scandals of Diddy's career. What was initially seen as a blow to his image now threatens to become a full-blown career catastrophe. His reputation, built over decades, is now on shaky ground. From the prison brawl to the viral video, the fallout is immense. What truly happened in that cell? The full story behind this shocking saga is still unfolding, so stay tuned.
Reports are coming in that a judge denied the second request for his bail yesterday. Let's first start there and give people kind of the backstory as to why did that happen.
The process in New York is exactly the same as in North Carolina. Two parts. Is the person a likelihood to appear? Are they a flight risk? And do they have a likelihood to commit some crime, specifically a new violent crime? And then the third portion that the judge touched on in this case is, has that person in the past done some type of witness tampering? Have they attempted to try to, influence witnesses not to come forward? That's what the prosecutors argued in this case, and the judge totally agreed that he had a history of attempting to make individuals that were participating with the government to not participate anymore. The judge felt that there were reasons. The judge actually said there are no conditions for release that would allow this case to continue to move forward with you out in public.
Back to putting Diddy on suicide watch. I mean, I learned from you today, just from talking in the newsroom, it's really not as straightforward as you might think. As the former chief magistrate, you made decisions like this. So what exactly does that process look like?
In the process, when we would set conditions for release in Mecklenburg County, for instance, all of the 30-plus magistrates, determining if a person could go or leave, typically you're setting conditions either for a secured bond, unsecured, or a written promise to appear. However, if that person at some point decided to say, you know what, in the process of them talking to you or finding out what would happen, that they wanted to kill themselves, then you were required to notify someone immediately, look, this person has made suicidal ideations or thoughts, and now we're not safe with allowing them to leave. They're going to be held here. If they made that statement during the process of intake, for instance, the sheriff's department would decide to keep them there and wait and determine, okay, now we'll put them under evaluation because they're not safe to leave and or they may harm themselves or others. And so that process is definitely not straightforward, but there are red flags that go up instantly because nobody wants to be sued by this situation.
Well, do you think anyone makes those statements on purpose? Have you ever dealt with a situation where they intentionally do that? Maybe they don't want to be with the other inmates?
I've seen that happen in the past, but I can tell you if a person makes that determination, when you are on suicide watch, first of all, they're taking your shoestrings. And this is because you're in this before you get admitted. So this is pre-admission, pre-classification. You're still in your regular clothes. You haven't switched into a jumpsuit. And so you still have your regular shoes. They're taking the shoestrings. They're taking anything that you could potentially harm yourself. They're taking your clothes. They're changing you into some other type of gear where you can't harm yourself. So if you were literally about to leave and you're making those types of comments, now you've just delayed yourself by maybe a few hours, if not a few days. And so that process, I've seen it happen where a person was just making kind of crazy comments. Well, you don't know if they're serious or not. And so if you're making a comment about, I am intending to harm myself, I'm going to take every situation if it's serious, and then we'll determine later that it wasn't.
Now, TMZ is reporting that they spoke to Diddy's attorney, who then said that his client is not suicidal. In fact, he went on to be able to make a statement saying he's not suicidal, calling him strong, confident, and focused on his defense. So you're a defense attorney. Is that protecting your client? And the other question I have for you, if you can just address this real quick, is they put up $50 million to try and get this man out of jail, and then another $100 million on all of this. So kind of combine that and explain all this to us.
So yes, typical for what his process is, the case or to defend this case has already started because it's in the court of public opinion. And so how do I make sure that I put that fire out that seems like it's raging really fast? I make sure I make statements that he is in sane mind, that this person is there, he's clear, he's conscious, business. He's aware. He's not down. He's not depressed because he know he didn't do anything. That's the statement that you're going to make. Regarding the dollar amount, the judge touched on that this was their appeal. Remember, the first judge denied it. They appealed the judge's decision to not give him conditions for release. And they said, look, we'll put up any amount you want. He has endless resources. He's not going to leave. He turned himself in, and here's the amount. We'll put 50 million up. We'll put 100,000 up to support that. But the judge, as I mentioned before, said there is no condition, no dollar amount, that no assurance that you can say that this case, the integrity of it, specifically the witnesses that will come forward to testify against you, can be safe while you're out.
Wow. Collie Frodes, we appreciate your insight as always, and I guess this case just is going to keep on. And do we know the date yet? I haven't heard
Nothing
the date.
yet.
Yeah,
but I know for at least a year he will be in their Department of Corrections.
Ever wonder what could drive a multi-millionaire to risk it all behind bars? The streets are buzzing, and it turns out there's more to the story than just Diddy. Picture this: Diddy, completely out of his element, pacing nervously in a cramped cell, dressed in an orange jumpsuit. The air is thick with tension, and every inmate's eyes are locked on him. But Diddy isn't exactly making any new friends. Word on the street is that it all started over something so petty, you might do a double take: toilet paper. Yes, you heard that right. TPE. From hip-hop mogul to squabbling over bathroom supplies, how the mighty have fallen. But here's the twist. Some claim the toilet paper wasn't the real issue. Whispers suggest Diddy was called out for his alleged involvement in some shady dealings, shadier than a New York alley at midnight. These rumors are what have people talking. As for the fight, let's just say Diddy wasn't exactly channeling his stage charisma. Witnesses describe him flailing around awkwardly, more like a fish out of water than the street-smart mogul he's known to be. It was as if he forgot he wasn't in the VIP section anymore. What started as a petty argument spiraled into an embarrassing struggle, and Diddy's fall from grace was laid bare for all to see.
Listen, he has to do that because no company wants to do business with somebody who is being accused, have allegations against them for sexual misconduct and deviant behavior. Nobody wants to do business with that. All the shareholders, it ain't nothing that he's giving up. They like, yo, listen, give me that. They said, they did a Diddy. Take that. You understand? They're gonna take that from him. The shareholders is gonna say, yo, listen to me. We all gonna pull out. No Diddy. But we all gonna pull out our shares and everything if you don't give up what you have in the company.
Did you see that video that went viral of Diddy pacing around the airport after his houses got raided?
I seen that video. And I seen that look in his face before. You know what I'm saying? When he was with the same gang, and Mike Owens, AKA Mike Cock, everybody could tell him, D. Ferg did a collection for him because he didn't know how he was going to pay his rent, and he didn't know how he was going to pay his rent, child support, and his car note, because he had one of those drop-top Cabarets Volkswagens. So Mike gave $5,000. I wasn't giving him nothing. I'm just telling you right now. D was just collecting money for niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, we got to make sure, because he want to kill himself. He going to kill himself. Diddy had that pace, and he had that look in his face that he know something may be wrong, or they may have something on him. Because they took things out of there. We may not have seen what they took, but they had bags and boxes of stuff that they took out of there. So he knows, he's getting a play-by-play of what's going on. And even back then, doing that City College, when he was fired from Uptown Records, he was making statements about doing himself. He had that same look in his face.
Yeah, he looked worried, man. I'm not gonna lie, for a split second, man, I felt bad for him. For a split second, but yeah.
Like, everybody, I get all kind of hate mail, IGs, talking about that I'm trying to take a black man down. No, 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 no. I went through every step you supposed to go through when you got a problem, you got a situation, you got an issue with a man. You understand? I get in contact with him. Went to mutual friends. Let's sit down and talk. What you did to Wolf's mother wasn't right, bro. You don't talk to her like that. If Wolf was alive, he'd take your head off. You understand? Try to talk to him. People, when they start getting in this power, certain positions, have certain amount of money, they don't look back. Some of them don't look back and don't think they have to come back to the people that help them get to those positions. You understand? I don't care what nobody say. You understand? If somebody helps you and use their ability and their talents to help you get in position and get to certain places and do certain things, you come back. And you make sure things is all right. You don't disrespect people's mothers. You don't disrespect your friends that took their money to make sure you was all right when you was wrong, when you was messed up. You don't do that, brother. So by him doing the things that he did and taking the avenue that he took, he's suffering the consequences, and I don't feel bad for him at all. Because people was trying to talk to him. People was trying to tell him. You couldn't pull him by the coat and let him know anything. You understand? They messed up the game, brother. When he put that shit out with them, money, power, respect, it ain't never been like that. It ain't never been like that. You got your respect in the street that gave you your power, that brought you your money. Totally different thing. He let that money, power, and respect go to his head, but he had it ass backwards. So do I care what happened? Nah. He got enough money to buy his way out of this. So we think.
So when you look at that video of him pacing around and he's looking worried, and you knowing him, do you think it's possible that he might commit suicide?
When you're a narcissist, there's always a possibility because you're suffering. But I don't think that he can see himself in a cage. I don't think he can see himself behind those bars in those type of situations. It's too many real dudes that dislike him. But then again, there's a lot of real dudes that need help. And him being behind bars, he could probably help them.